Hello there! If you've recently joined the PS5 family or you've had one since launch and just need a refresher, here's 40 quick tips, tricks and hidden settings every PlayStation owner should know in 2026. From the game-changing to the ridiculous, let's do this. You can make your PS5 feel like a retro PlayStation. In settings, system, appearance and sound, all the previous generations of PlayStations have their own theme, from the cool grey of the OG PlayStation to the waves of the PS3, or even one for the PS4 purists. It isn't all visual, as the sounds change too. The clicks are pure nostalgia. I love the PS2 theme most. What is your favourite? Did you know your PlayStation has an inbuilt voice assistant? Under voice commands in the settings, click enable voice commands, and if you're in a country that supports this option, simply say "Hey PlayStation" to try it out. Hey PlayStation, play Assassin's Creed.
Here are some matches. Which one do you want?
Number 1.
Okay.
Nice. Is this useful? I'm not sure. This function will be upgraded more over the year. Every year, PlayStation tells us where we spent most of our gaming time. Well, should you want to see how long you've spent on any game since records began during the PS4 era, simply go to your profile and move over to games, and there they are. All your wasted hours. Totally worth it. And we can sort these by hours played to see which game ruined your life. And yeah, of course, it was Fortnite for me. The Dualsense is packed with amazing tech and features, like the inbuilt microphone, and depending on your PS5's firmware, that mic is always on by default, meaning your squad mates can hear you chomping away on a takeaway, or even crashing out about the way Stranger Things ended. It's easy to forget to press mute every time you go online, so to fix that, jump into settings and mute the controller by default. It's in sound, microphone, and then microphone status when logged in. Switch to mute. Now you're totally safe and can only be heard if you choose to click unmute. Another amazing trick of that mute button, instead of tapping it, hold it for a few seconds and everything will fall silent. The microphone, the controller speaker, and most impressively, the TV or monitor you are using. Perfect for hiding your gaming obsession when the phone rings. Something I recommend to do immediately is set up offline play. Essentially, it lets you play your games without an internet connection. To do this, simply go to Settings, Users and Accounts, Console Sharing, and Offline Play. You may think this isn't important, but just remember what happened when the PlayStation Network was attacked by hackers. When PSN went down, we all lost access to our digital games. So protect yourself from that in the future, set up offline play. By doing that, you've also set up another great feature, Console Sharing, which lets a second user access all of your games. I have a second login just for the kids so they don't ruin any of my playthroughs or change my save files. This also means the second account doesn't need PS Plus for themselves, so you're actively saving money doing this. Go to Users and Accounts, Console Sharing and Offline Play and just follow the prompts. And it's even better now as the second account can use online multiplayer too without a second PS Plus account. Overall, it's consumer friendly, but there is one caveat, as we can only change this once every 6 months. How do you feel about the relaxing sound in the home screen of your PS5? I won't lie, I once loved it, but over 5 years later, I'm kind of over it. Luckily for killjoys like me, it can be switched off. To do this, go to Settings, Sound, Audio Output and General, and turn off home screen music. So much better. Speaking of enjoying the silence, there comes a time when you want to game without anyone interrupting you, and it's super simple to set up on the login screen of your PS5. Simply tap Options and now you'll see 3 things: online, online but busy, or appear offline. Perfect for a little bit of you time when you don't want to be hassled to play Marvel Rivals. Let's talk about this. The sound that tells everyone in the house you are gaming. It's not ideal when you're supposed to be working or studying, and a total nightmare to try and sneak in a few hours of gaming at 1 AM. To fix this, go into Settings, System, Beep and Light, and either quieten it down or mute it completely. While you're in here, it's also possible to change the intensity of the PlayStation 5's light. If you're not a TikTok creator with a room full of LED lights, that one there can be distracting, so drop it down to suit you. The PlayStation home screen tracks a dozen apps you've recently opened, pushing others off the end and into oblivion. To keep your favourite games on the home page, simply press Options over the game you want and select Keep in Home. Now it'll never leave you again. This is also a great thing to do with your media library because that can be really difficult to find. Another great way to group games is in the game library. In your collection, we can create a game list to embrace your inner OCD and put things in their rightful order. I've made a list solely for Batman games in the past, and I've started to bunch together PS Plus games by their year. Yeah, I'm on the spectrum. Doing this will save scrolling through potentially hundreds of games. How many games do I have? Over the years, the welcome page has improved massively. In here, we can customize our widgets to prioritize what we want to see when we log in. By clicking R3, that's your right thumb, we can change everything from the size of the tiles to removing them completely. I personally have my setup to see battery life on my Dualsense, as well as trophy info for my addiction, and of course storage, which we'll get to very soon. And recently, the wishlist function was added to PS5, and there's a tile for that too. Everything we think about buying, we can add to our wish list, which will be stored here, and if the game releases or if the game is on discount, you'll get a notification. Oh, and even the background is customizable too. A wallpaper can be set, and PlayStation have a bunch of animated themes to choose from too. The Ghost of Yotei one is my favourite, and teaming those up with the retro animated themes from earlier is worth a chef kiss. The PlayStation app is an absolute must-have for PS5 gamers. There's so much to do on here. Even though the best part, the PlayStation Stars loyalty program, was removed last year. Rest in power. Right now, I use the app to check if my friends are online without having to boot up the console to see who's around. But it does way more than that. Every screenshot you take, every video you capture is in your hands, but only if you do this first. In settings under captures and broadcasts, go over to auto upload and toggle it on. Now on the app, switch from games to captures, and as long as your PS5 is connected to the internet, you'll have access to all your videos and screenshots on your phone. I've used these to make YouTube thumbnails in the past, so I really value this, but there is a 14-day limit. And once the pics and videos are downloaded to your mobile, that media then can be uploaded to other platforms without having to link your account elsewhere. That said, there are some other ones you really should think about, like Discord. Discord and PlayStation have officially partnered up, and should you have a friend group that uses that platform, you can now join them on your PS5. Perfect for cross-platform gaming with PC and Xbox players. First, link your Discord account to your PS5 found under Users and Accounts and Linked Services, and be sure to authorize it in the box below. It's a little faffy to set up Discord on mobile, but it's worth the effort. Go to Users and Settings and Connections and locate the PlayStation icon. Now you are set up on your PlayStation, so tap the PS button and go to the game base, and you should now see the Discord icon, listing all the Discords you are part of, as well as a direct chat function. It's a good service. Another reason to have the app is to turn on your PS5 when you're away from home, to seamlessly get gaming when you're ready. The best way to use this is for live service games like Destiny, Fortnite, Marvel Rivals, games that need regular updates. Because we've all been there, we've sat down to game and then suddenly be faced with a downloading screen. Totally wasting your time. Your PS5 can automatically download updates, and the app is the quickest way to install them by simply opening the game you want. The app has even more to offer, like seeing how much space is left in your storage. By clicking on the settings icon and then storage, the bar on the top displays how much you've used. Wowzers in my case. Below it are all the games currently installed, which you can remove and delete from the app. If you've added a second SSD, that will show up in the listings too. So manage your downloads while stuck in work or school. The last few tips have all been about saving time. And here's another one, Device Link, by going into your system and HDMI and enable one-touch play, which means whenever you switch on your console, the monitor will instantly activate too. Peak laziness. And there's a version of this for shutting it down, enable Power Off Link, which puts the PS5 to rest when the TV or monitor is switched off. Here's one to test. Go to your media library and look at all the videos and screenshots you've captured. You may be surprised to see every trophy you've ever unlocked just sat here collecting dust. If you don't have the funds or don't want one of those new shiny SSDs in your PS5, then these videos are a total waste of storage. So here's a tip. By default, your console will record a video and screenshot of every time you get a trophy. To some, that's amazing, but not everyone. In settings, captures and broadcast, and auto captures, we can tweak the settings to only record, say, platinums or gold trophies and above. Or if you couldn't care less, none of them at all. No more unnecessary captures filling up your storage. On the other hand, if you value recording your footage, go to Captures and Settings and we can change the file type and resolution. I have this set to 4K, just in case my capture card misses something. And we can also decide if our voice will be recorded and the voices of the group you're playing with. Oh, and I only just learned that when we use the AI assistant, remember when we said, hey PlayStation, we can tell it to record our recent gameplay. I don't think many people are impressed with that, but it blew my puny mind. I adore the Dualsense, but the battery on release was absolutely awful. Over time, the controllers have improved, and there are currently 6 generations or 6 revisions to the tech. You can check which one you have, grab a Dualsense and flip it over, and look for a serial number which usually starts with an F. If you're not sure, just grab a phone and scan the QR code and it will send you a message. Or you can also go to the home screen and select Settings, Accessories, General, Advanced Settings, and View Serial Number. As a general rule of thumb, the second digit relates to the tech generation, so if it's a 1, congrats, you have the worst possible battery life. And of course, that improved with each iteration, all the way up to 6. So let's try and improve our battery life. First, if you are a headphone gamer, then the inbuilt speaker on your Dualsense is pretty much useless as you can't hear it. So go over to Settings, Accessory, Controller, and in there it's packed with options. Here you'll find the Dualsense speaker, turn that down. Also in this section, think about changing the controller's light brightness to help the battery life. And if the adaptive triggers and vibration aren't for you, both can be reduced here or even turned off. And here's another power saving option you should consider by setting the time until controllers automatically turn off. In settings, go to power saving and there it is. The controller will know when it's not in use and turn itself off. But if that's too much effort for you, simply hold down the PlayStation button on the controller for about 10 seconds and the Dualsense will turn off completely. When we tap the PlayStation button, this hybrid menu pops up. By pressing down, we can reveal the quick selection bar. Lots of useful links and shortcuts. By pressing options in here, we can modify this menu and prioritize our own setup. If you have no plans to play PSVR, yeet that icon out of the way and get on with your life. If you get invested in the personal assistant on PS5, there's an icon for that. And some of it's just preference, isn't it? I personally like having my avatar over on the left. Any trophy hunters in the house? Did you know if you're playing a game and ditched it before unlocking a single trophy, i.e. it's still 0%, you can remove that game from ever existing. Press options, then delete. At the other side of the spectrum is a platinum trophy you're a little bit ashamed of. You can click options and privacy settings, which will give you the option to hide games from other people. They'll still be there for you to enjoy, but the rest of the world won't ever know about your obsession with Disney Dreamlight Valley. That was just at random. Sorry if you play that. So, the PS5 Pro has been out for quite a while now, and its best feature is improving the stability of all the games we play, and in some cases enhances them too. But how do you know which ones are enhanced? Well, luckily it's easy to find by going into the PlayStation Store and scrolling all the way down. There's a tile here added for only PS5 enhanced games. You'll still have to sift through them all, but it's a little easier than looking through your entire game catalogue. The PS5 Pro can also enhance PS4 games, but bafflingly, it needs to be added manually. It's easy enough though. Settings, screen and video, and then look for the option to enhance image quality on PS4 games. Toggle this and extra power will be automatically injected into your PS4 library. And finally, PlayStation gamers with PlayStation Plus, there's an app you might want to download called Sony Pictures Core. It's a TV and film streaming service that has paid content, yet if you're a PS Plus subscriber, depending on the tier you have, there's a bunch of movies and shows to watch for free. It's not brilliant, I know, but it's a good option to have if you're sick of gaming for the night and you want to Netflix and chill but you don't have Netflix. Depending on the monitor or TV you are using, there's a few things you can do to get the most out of your PS5. In settings, you'll find ALLM. This is the low latency mode which is designed to reduce input lag as much as possible, or in other words, how long it takes for the buttons you press on your controller to happen on the screen. Definitely worth setting up, and if your TV doesn't support it, you'll be unable to click it. Bad times. Another one that depends on your screen is VRR, Variable Refresh Rate. This relates back to the number of frames per second we see. So if your PS5 is having a hard time and the frame rate drops, your TV adjusts so this remains as smooth as possible. Or if your PS5 can find a few extra frames, the TV will adapt so you can see them all. In the same menu is the 120Hz output option. If your TV or monitor supports it, you can game at 120 frames per second. It's so silky smooth. It's for games that require Twitch level reactions, where every frame matters. So it's usually only on shooters like Valorant, Call of Duty and Fortnite. But you'll be surprised how many other PS5 games support it, because there's over 140 games. The trade-off though is limiting the resolution to 1080p, but supposedly by the end of the year, Sony's PSSR tech will allow higher frame rates at 4K. I do hope that one's true. This is getting a little technical now, so back to my recommendations. Over in Settings, Save Data and Game App Settings is where you'll find all your game saves if you ever need them, but there's also a third option here, Game Presets. In here, we can set up a bunch of options for every game we play in just a few button presses. I use this to turn off subtitles in all games. Simply pick Subtitles and Audio and change from Game Default to Off. Yet there's other things in here that might suit you more. If you want all your games to have the same difficulty preset, go for it. From the easiest to the hardcore of hardests, you do you. Under that one is performance and resolution, and that's a choice between better frame rates or better visuals. I personally prefer more frames, so I go for performance, but if you love visuals, then resolution is for you. Take the time to look around in here. There's tons more options like inverting the camera in all your games, or choosing who can join your gaming sessions online. That's a good one for parents, or to just block that annoying guy in your friend group. If you can't think of who that is right now, it's probably you. Sorry. A few dumb things to end. The PS5 Dualsense controllers have an inbuilt gyroscope which can be used to write messages. Press L3 and R3 at the same time in the message window and you'll activate this mode, and hopefully you're better at it than me. And while you're here, did you know the Dualsense touchpad is also a trackpad like on a laptop? So skim your finger across to use it like a mouse. Yeah, I suck at that too. I think this video is getting too long now, so that was 40 quick tips and tricks your PS5 is hiding. I'm Adam, you're awesome. It's been a pleasure. See ya.